The P0345 code indicates a malfunction in the camshaft position sensor A circuit on bank 2. Bank 2 refers to the side of the engine with cylinders 2, 4, 6, etc., typically in V-shaped engines. The camshaft position sensor monitors the camshaft's rotational position, crucial for synchronizing ignition timing, fuel injection, and valve operation. A faulty signal disrupts this synchronization, triggering the code and potentially affecting engine performance. Ignoring this code can lead to reduced power, rough idling, or even a no-start condition. When a P0345 code occurs, a common symptom is lit check engine light. This happens because the camshaft position sensor malfunction affects engine timing. When a P0345 code occurs, a common symptom is engine misfires. This happens because the camshaft position sensor malfunction affects engine timing. When a P0345 code occurs, a common symptom is rough idling. This happens because the camshaft position sensor malfunction affects engine timing. When a P0345 code occurs, a common symptom is reduced engine power. This happens because the camshaft position sensor malfunction affects engine timing. When a P0345 code occurs, a common symptom is difficulty starting or no start condition. This happens because the camshaft position sensor malfunction affects engine timing. When a P0345 code occurs, a common symptom is decreased fuel efficiency. This happens because the camshaft position sensor malfunction affects engine timing. The most frequent cause of P0345, accounting for about 70% of cases, is a faulty camshaft position sensor itself. This sensor can fail due to wear, manufacturing defects, or age, leading to inaccurate signals sent to the engine control module. Damaged wiring harnesses cause about 15% of P345 codes. Exposure to heat, vibration, or physical stress can break insulation or create short circuits in the wires connecting the camshaft sensor to the ECM. Corroded connectors account for 10% of P0345 issues. Moisture, road salt, or oil buildup can corrode the electrical contacts, interrupting the signal between the sensor and the engine control module. A stretched timing chain or belt causes 5% of P0345 codes. When the timing components wear, the camshaft position sensor may detect incorrect timing signals, triggering the diagnostic code. Rarely, P0345 can result from ECM failure or oil contamination. A malfunctioning engine control module might misinterpret sensor data, while oil leaks can contaminate electrical connections. Electrical noise from nearby components or physical damage to the sensor can also trigger P0345. Interference disrupts the signal, while impacts or heat damage the sensor housing. In hybrid vehicles, P0345 may occur due to unstable battery voltage. Fluctuations in electrical supply can disrupt the camshaft sensor's operation, mimicking other causes. Start with a visual inspection of the camshaft position sensor, its wiring, and connectors on bank 2. Examine for signs of damage, corrosion, or oil contamination that could affect the circuit. Use an OBD2 scanner to confirm the P345 code and check for related codes like P0340 or P0116. Clear the code and test drive to see if it returns, indicating if the issue persists. With the engine off, disconnect the camshaft position sensor connector. This allows access to test the sensor directly. Use a multimeter to measure the sensor's resistance. For Hall effect sensors, readings should be between 500 and 1200 ohms. Compare the resistance reading to the manufacturer's specifications to ensure accuracy. With the ignition on but engine off, check for voltage at the connector. It should typically show 5 volts. An oscilloscope can verify signal integrity while the engine runs. Look for consistent voltage pulses indicating proper sensor operation. If the camshaft position sensor tests faulty, replace it. Start by disconnecting the negative battery terminal to prevent electrical issues. Locate the camshaft position sensor on bank 2, which is typically near the camshaft on the engine's right side in V configurations. Remove any retaining bolts holding the sensor in place, then carefully disconnect the electrical connector to avoid damage. Install the new camshaft position sensor, ensuring it's properly seated and aligned. OEM sensors are recommended for better signal stability. Reconnect the electrical wiring and secure the retaining bolts. Then, reconnect the battery terminal. Clear the P0345 code using an OBD2 scanner and perform a test drive to confirm the fix. Monitor for any recurring issues. If replacing the camshaft position sensor doesn't resolve the P0345 code, the next step is to thoroughly inspect the wiring harness and connectors for potential issues. Look closely for frayed wires, which can cause intermittent electrical signals leading to sensor malfunctions. Check connectors for corrosion or looseness, as these can disrupt the electrical connection to the camshaft position sensor. For corroded connectors, use an electrical contact cleaner to remove buildup and restore proper conductivity. Repair frayed sections or replace the entire wiring harness if damage is extensive to ensure reliable sensor operation. Route the wiring harness correctly and secure it with clips or ties to prevent future damage from vibration or heat. In hybrid vehicles, use thermal imaging to identify hidden corrosion in connectors that may not be visible to the naked eye. If the P0345 code persists after sensor replacement, consider underlying issues like a stretched timing chain or belt. These components wear over time and can affect camshaft positioning. For advanced diagnostics, modern tools like the OBD-Link MX Plus scanner use machine learning to analyze sensor data patterns and predict potential failures before they occur. Remember to always check the engine timing when diagnosing P0345. Ignoring timing issues can lead to chain failure and more extensive engine damage. In some cases, the engine control module or ECM may be the root cause of P0345. This requires professional diagnosis and may involve replacement or reprogramming of the ECM.